Our next live English session will be on March 11th with Dr. Taylor Rush, so tune in next week with Dr. Rush. PD Health at Home is presented by the Light of Day Foundation, whose generosity has made this programming possible. The Parkinson's Foundation provides weekly education and wellness programs virtually through our PD Health at Home series, including Mindfulness Mondays, Wellness Wednesdays, and Fitness Fridays. As a reminder, all programs are held at the same time. That's 1 p.m. Eastern Time, and you can learn more and register for these programs by visiting parkinson.org/pdhealth. This week, we are coming back to our social engagement series, where we will be exploring music therapy for enhanced motor, speech, cognitive, and mental health. We'll be introduced to the Institute for Music and Neurologic Function. Music Has Power for Parkinson's Disease program, which explores the effectiveness of music as a tool for maintaining function in Parkinson's disease. We'll include demonstrations of music therapy techniques that can be easily incorporated into daily routines. You can find out more at the website on the screen. Right. And now stepping into our mindful community. Welcome, everyone. I see that Devon is joining us. So Devon, I will pass the mic over to you. Thank you for leading us for today's session.
Hello, everyone. So wonderful to see you. It's funny, I know it's been a couple of months. We were together, I think in December. It was the last time that I saw all of you. And I know you had a session with Nico last month. And so I'm very happy to be here and offering a session on mindfulness of the body today. So even as I share and speak some about this particular practice, you might just feel your body a little bit. Feel your posture, might feel the quality of the breath. Mindfulness of the body is a really healthy way to get grounded. And if there is pain in your body in this moment, then the recommendation would be to feel some part of your body that doesn't feel the pain. And so again, even as I'm speaking, you might feel a sensation in your sole of your foot or in your elbow or some place where you feel neutral or pleasant sensations. And just even as I'm talking, think about how that might feel to orient away from the unpleasant and to orient more towards the pleasant. Just this simple turn is a kind of dismantling our negativity bias, because so often when we meditate, our negativity bias hones us into what doesn't feel good. Right? Anybody relate to this? When you feel your body, you notice exactly what doesn't feel right away. Yeah. So this is natural. But in meditation, we can orient towards seeing the good, feeling, okay, well, I might have pain in some part of my body, but actually there's another part that's pretty okay. It might feel kind of neutral, or even just a subtle kind of pleasant sensation. And this can really help us grow our container. It grows our capacity to really know I can hold the pain because there are also pleasant and neutral sensations happening at the same time. And that's a very big insight when we start to see, okay, our whole world isn't just unpleasant, that there's both. And in fact, they're changing. They're changing all the time. So mindfulness of the body traditionally can be done through anchoring your attention on the breath. Can also be done through anchoring your attention to the places where your body feels a contact with your chair. So, or the ground. So feet on the floor, could feel your sit bones on your seat. You're sitting on. So touch points, breath, mindfulness of the body through breath, mindfulness of the body through touch points. And then other ways that we can do mindfulness of the body is through posture. So Sometimes we think meditation is only done when we're sitting still. But actually, we can do mindfulness of the body all throughout the day with our different postures. So it can be when we're walking. We can do mindfulness of the body when we're standing. We can do mindfulness of the body when we're reaching for something, or even when we're eating. And so this is a really lovely anchor to hold in your formal meditation, but also as you're moving through your day, knowing you can anchor to the bottom of your feet, or you can anchor to your breath, or you can know the posture that you're in. And often this helps us move down from the thinking mind. All of the stories, the thoughts, they're not bad, but it helps us anchor into the body so we're more in the present moment. So we know we have agency and choice about whether we're going to follow the thoughts and the stories, or if we're going to stay in the present moment in this body. So the last thing I'll say before we head into some practice is just to be aware of that negativity bias, because sometimes when we are sitting with pain, our attention is so automatically drawn there, and we can easily get sucked into a lot of feeling. And it can be overwhelming if the body is really uncomfortable. So in meditation, the recommendation would be, instead of letting yourself get absorbed in the pain, you would kind of make more space by anchoring to something pleasant or neutral, or doing sound meditation. So being aware of the sounds around you, could be the sounds of my voice, could be the sounds in your room. This is a really wonderful way. It's still mindfulness of the body because you're hearing, but it's a nice way to anchor to something that isn't going to feel overwhelming in terms of pain. So you can kind of try out and see which one fits you. Okay, great. So let's get started. I'll invite you to find a posture that feels supported, that feels comfortable. Maybe take a deep breath as you find your meditation posture. Yeah, and if it feels right to stretch or settle in, just find your way here. And as you take a couple of deeper breaths, really letting them invite you in. Just invite you into this moment. Just here, just now. And if it feels comfortable, you can close your eyes or just take a soft downward gaze. You can keep your eyes open, but perhaps move them off the screen. Just a very gentle softening of the eyes. And now letting the breath return to normal. Just invite you to feel those touch points in the body now, maybe places where your feet are resting on the floor. Or it could be just feeling the support of your chair beneath you. As you feel these touch points, you might really tune into the way that the earth is supporting you, grounding you, this very steady, stable grounding. And you can feel this in your body as you feel the support of the earth beneath you. Spending a little bit of time here, just tuning into the steadiness, The earth under your feet, the chair under your bottom, just grounding here, steady. And now, if you'd like to stay with that sense of touch points, you're welcome to keep that as your anchor. And if you'd like to experiment with another anchor, we'll move our attention to the breath now. So just letting your attention trace the movement of inhale and exhale. Letting your attention ride the movement of the breath. And of course, as with any mindfulness meditation, our minds do wander. We get lost in thoughts of the past or the future. And this is all part of the meditation. We simply remember we've gotten lost and then come right back to the breath. I'm staying very curious about the quality of the breath. Is it long or short? Does it feel rough or smooth? And in this meditation, we're not making the breath feel any particular way. Just letting the attention rest on the movement of breathing. And if the breath is feeling like a good anchor to you, you're welcome to stay with that. And otherwise, we'll just try on this third anchor of hearing. You might just tune into the sound of my voice, or could be sounds in your room. Could be sounds in your environment, the hum of the refrigerator, sound of heating or air conditioning. And just let yourself hear sound as it arises and passes. In meditation, it's okay if you're hearing sound. It doesn't have to be silent. How is it just to anchor to sound? Knowing the passing of sound, the quality of sound. You don't have to go out searching for sound. Let the sounds come to you. And simply know that you're hearing. Hearing is happening. And so now, just for the last minute or two of this meditation, I'll invite you to choose your anchor. You can choose touch points in the body, the movement of breath, or the rising and passing of sounds. And just for about a minute, let your mind rest on one of these chosen anchors. And just see what happens, see what you notice. Good. And so now, as we come to the end of the formal practice, I'll invite again and maybe another deep breath. And then letting your body stretch or move as it needs to. Maybe look beyond the screen again and take in the surroundings, the quality of light in your room. Just noticing where you are and noticing how you can stay mindful even when we come out of meditation. There is a kind of awareness, a presencing that's already here, that's here. So formal practice is balanced with this kind of informal mindfulness, and we can do that all day long. In some ways, people say this is when the practice really starts. It's when the formal meditation comes to an end, and you can just feel your body as you're on Zoom. You can feel your body all through conversations and working and meetings and just taking care of your body. This is here. Mindfulness is here. So we can do it all day. And we have a little bit of time. We've got about 10 minutes. And I know this group loves to put your little notes in the chat. I love it. I love hearing where you're from and how that practice went for you. I would love to hear your impressions if you had a favorite anchor, if you liked body, breath, or sound. Yeah, or questions. I'm really happy to hear questions in the chat. So you're very welcome to share, and welcome Gunila, who's here for the first time. Glad you're joining us. And yeah, happy to hear about the weather. I'm in Massachusetts where it's very warm. It's in the 50s today and the daffodils are coming up. Wonderful. So breath as an anchor. Great. Yeah, so I like not feeling my body, and that mind plays a lead when listening to sounds. Yeah, listening to sounds is a great meditation. Sound meditation can really help, especially if your body is in some discomfort. Sound meditation. Yeah, good. I'm feeling more grounded. I'm glad. Typically anchor with breath, and today using sound, and the sound was lovely. Good. I'm glad that you're enjoying the sound meditation. I think that one's good also because we can do it anywhere. We don't need a quiet environment. Great. So let's see. Love the focus on the pleasant part. Yeah. So we're reprogramming our negativity bias. Exactly. I'm glad that that landed for you. Yeah. Oh, wow. Julie is in Paris. Wonderful. Yeah. So that's actually the negativity bias is something to watch out for because we often just look at what's wrong. And in meditation, we have agency. We're kind of taking our attention back. And so we can choose, actually, there's a lot pleasant that we might not notice right away. And in redirecting, that's a kind of mindfulness to choose, I'm actually going to count my blessings, or I'm going to list the good things going on in my life. I'm going to feel all the parts of my body that are working really well. And this is a really great, great way to build our resiliency when we do have pain in the body. Great. Okay, good. Let's see. Wonderful. We've got folks in Missouri and Paris. Yes. So I'm not sure exactly how to say this. Tinnitus or tinnitus. This is a thing, that buzzing in the ears, we do have that. And so when we practice with sound, you might hear the tinnitus, but actually it's not a problem at all. And in fact, that can be a great anchor. If you do have tinnitus, you can simply listen to the sound, that ringing in the ear, no problem. And especially if you're not resisting it, just listen. It's listening. It's a sound like anything else. So that can actually really work if you're doing hearing meditation. My 3 dogs are all relaxing next to me, aged 4 months, 3 years, and 7 years. Oh, my voice quiets them down. I'm so happy to hear that. They get calm too. That meditating dogs. Yeah. And then someone is saying, loving concentrating on the pleasant, had a lot of pain today, but it all went away as I concentrated on the places that didn't hurt. I think it helped relax the tension associated with pain. Exactly, Marie. And this is often what they teach in mindfulness-based stress reduction. And they've seen this in the experiments that run. When we do move our mind into something more pleasant or neutral in the body, it does remove our resistance, and often our resistance just magnifies the pain. So I'm glad that you experienced that firsthand. That's great. Sound anchoring is interesting and worked well. Normally, I'm trying to tune out all of the sounds. So thank you for a new concept that seemed counterintuitive at first. Yeah, this is one of the common misconceptions about meditation, is that we need it to be silent. But actually, we can do it in a train station or the airport if we're doing sound meditation. It's a really wonderful way to bring it with you on the road. Great. Oh, sounds of the birds and sunny and yeah, sunny Buffalo, New York. It's 70 there. Great. Bird song is a nice anchor. That's great. Hi, Sharon in Covina, California. Enjoyed the breath anchoring. Wonderful. Being able to be mindful all day long with breath. Yeah, the exhale. So, Lucinda, this is a big discovery, actually. The exhale regulates our system. So you can definitely use that as a kind of calming all day long, anchoring to the exhale. And we got more pets. That's great. The sounds of the dog snoring. I love that, Gunila. Wonderful. Good. So one thing we might notice as we start to pay attention in our mindfulness meditation, and I know many of you have been meditating for some time now, what we notice is that there's kindness that comes out too. We might not intentionally be doing kindness meditation. We're just doing a simple presencing. But even in reading your notes, there's love for these pets. There's appreciation for the birds. There's a kind of curiosity and discovery of new things, or ways we can be mindful in noisy environments. All of this kind of warmth and connection is part of meditation too. And that can also help resource us when we're in a lot of pain. Because when we start anchoring to something neutral or pleasant, changes our mindset. We're not so resistant. We start to really see what's good. And then gratitude comes, appreciation, warmth. These are all ways that we're kind of rewiring our brain. Right? They say neurons, the neurons that fire together wire together. So this is how it works, is that we tap into our natural goodness, even as we're just doing this simple mindfulness. Great, Babs. Waking up feeling happy. Yes, wonderful. It's a good thing to do right in the morning. I like to meditate right away. First thing helps my mindset. Any questions about the practice? Anyone new coming, having questions? I know a lot of you are old hat. You've been doing this for a while. Questions about mindfulness of the body? So we'll be with you. Oh, thanks, Babs. I love you guys. Yeah, we're going to be back next month. And I would say in the meantime, in the interim, play with this. Try all of the 3 different anchors to the touch points, anchoring to the breath, anchoring to sounds in your formal meditation practice. Play with that and then decide which one you're going to anchor to throughout the day. And just see how it is to have body, breath, or sound be your anchor, your mindfulness anchor that you come back to again and again all through the day. And especially if you're experiencing discomfort in your body, know what part is pleasant and see how it would be to anchor to that pleasant part all throughout the day. All throughout the day. Because it does take a discipline. We have to keep remembering again and again. But it's good news that you came here. I know you're all so dedicated. And it's just really a highlight of my month to get to see you all here joining and to feel the strength of your community. I know people are all over the place joining from all different time zones. And I'm actually here in central Massachusetts teaching a month-long meditation retreat this month. So other yogis just like you are gathered here in their own kind of retreat practice. And so we can feel that kind of connection all the way across the world, around the world, with different people who are tuning in really supporting themselves and the world through this kind of presencing mindfulness. So wonderful. Let's see one more message. Lucinda is saying, I never thought it would help chronic pain, but I think it does. I think, yeah, that was maybe the end of your, yeah, I'm glad that it does. I'm so happy that it does. And yeah, we look forward to being with you. I think Nico will be with you in April, in the first Monday. So a lot of gratitude to you, Krista, and for hosting us so beautifully. Just really great to be back with you this year.
Thanks, Devon. I want to touch point on the relationship between mindfulness and pain. And some of you already alluded to it. There is a connection to what we decide to grip the mind to, right? And Devon led us through a beautiful practice of, yes, that does hurt, but this part of my body feels nice. And so when we think about our relationship with pain, flexing that muscle of the brain to deciding whether or not what you're choosing to grip to, whether that's the body, the breath, or sound. You're inspiring me to, on our next session that I'll facilitate, is talk a little bit more about the relationship between the pain that we feel and how it creates a lot of dialogue in the mind. So until then, let's feel our feet. Feel your feet. Yeah. Take a deep breath. Hear the sound that's closest to you. And I will see you all again soon. May you be well. May you be present. See you then. Bye-bye.